An abandoned giant baby was raised by the residents by the seaside. Although he was still just an infant, his one diaper required 5 people to sew it, and it took at least 9 people to make his socks. When he finished lunch and wanted to rest, a professional sleep team would come to soothe him. They stayed until he fell asleep. Under the careful care of the villagers, the giant baby quickly grew up. In no time, it was time for him to go to school. He came to the classroom with other kids, but due to his size, he could only sit outside to listen. Even so, he could answer the teacher's questions on the blackboard first. The teacher was always startled by his large movements, but over time, he got used to the way the giant attended class. When the school bell rang, the children would run to the nearby pool to swim. The little ones would invite the giant to join them. He eagerly took off his clothes and jumped into the water like the other kids. But when they saw the giant, they quickly returned to the shore, or they might get crushed. However, they didn't dislike him for this. Instead, they used his body to play in their water park. Before they knew it, winter had arrived. The giant's adoptive father dressed up as Santa Claus to hand out gifts to the children. The villagers prepared a giant axe for him, hoping he could become a great carpenter. The strong giant swung the axe, effortlessly chopping down the big trees in front of him and neatly stacking them into logs. From then on, everyone in the village lived in wooden houses. After that, the giant became a woodworker, helping people cut wood. What would take others a year, he could finish in just 1 minute. Slowly, the surrounding towns grew richer because of him. Seeing that his presence was no longer needed, the giant decided to head north. He walked alone in the heavy snow, and when the weather got too cold, he started a fire with wood. Suddenly, he heard a low moan nearby. Pushing through the fog, he found a frozen wild buffalo lying on the ground. He knocked on the buffalo, but it didn't respond, so he pushed it onto the fire. Before long, the buffalo started to thaw and miraculously came back to life. It affectionately licked the man's chin, and the two became inseparable partners. Everywhere they went left behind lakes of all sizes. Later, the giant discovered a piece of land perfect for human habitation. He cleared a plot of land by chopping down trees, and diverted the river into a wider channel. Eventually, he and the buffalo settled on a mountain, living a leisurely and happy life. The giant then wanted to create a better home for humanity. He hoped that the villagers downstream could also enjoy the river's nourishment. So he moved the boulders and dug through the riverbed, allowing the wood to be transported downstream. To ensure the wood flowed smoothly, the giant used the buffalo's strength to straighten the riverbed. From then on, the wood had no obstacles, and could flow straight to the port. As the maritime economy thrived,